It's a very interesting paradigm we're witnessing unfold here in the campaign. A literal, and I mean that word literally, first of its kind. Kamala is the front for a diabolical machine who's controlling human agents. They back her and they control her for their own earthly gain. Power, money, immorality, whatever, all the above. Trump isn't the front man for anybody or any machine. In fact, the machine, even of the GOP establishment, hates him because that machine has connections to the Democrat machine. The GOP establishment, however, is smart enough to realize, for purely their own selfish interest, that he is the horse to back right now, so they go along and they pay him lip service. Trump has no support from any machine. He's kind of built his own, actually. His support comes from the victims of that big diabolical machine. Everyday people who've been subjected to the ravages of that machine, whose human agents have profited handsomely from the destruction of society, the family, the economy, the border, the educational system, the courts, and even religion in various ways. Trump, while being a very imperfect vehicle himself, he poses a threat to them like nothing that has ever emerged on the political scene before. It's why they had to try and kill him. And failing that, they shoved Biden aside faster than anybody expected. In a certain sense, it may have been fortuitous. Some would say, in the providence of Almighty God, that the 2020 election steal actually happened because it gave Trump, who was a little too naive in 2016 through 2020 about the spiritual war playing out, and consequently didn't take decisive enough action against the machine. All of that gave him time to sit back and think about all of it, the lawfare, the media smears, an assassination attempt, all of it. The steal also provided the maniacal left the window to show their true colors and thus wake up large numbers of Americans to the consequences of what happens when those willingly controlled by the powers of hell seize control. Trump is approaching 2024 far differently than he did 2020, or even 2016 for that fact. He's still wrong on some issues, some serious issues, no doubt, but the diabolical machine needs an opponent who is not connected to it and not dependent on it. We have fallen very, very far as a nation and culture visibly in the past 60 years, all of which began even long before that, although largely out of sight from the common man. There's no magic bullet to restore the country. There is only the opportunity to begin a restoration, to take the first step. This is going to be a very long road back. Those who remember what it was like will not be alive to see the restoration. But we can take solace in the reality that we helped tremendously in the beginning of the process. Those who are younger must determine to finish the job. A Trump win isn't a done and over victory. It's just a beginning where justice can begin to be reestablished. This election is either a foot finally on the right path or the end of America. It's Trump versus the machine. Trump representing the little man who is trying to reclaim what is rightfully his from the devil. God does indeed work in mysterious ways. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, God love you. I'm Gary Michael Voris.